All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahak, Wadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect, Shalom, Barakathum. And I'm going to title this, What is Adultery? What is Cheating? Okay, what is adultery? What is cheating? And inspiration for this lesson is based on one Apostle Tahar did in response to the IUIC. The latest switch up of the doctrine is that a man has to be monogamous according to the scriptures, and that's just simply not written. Now he's going to go to, I believe, 1 Corinthians, where Paul, in which we brought this out recently in a sit down we did, about having more than one woman, you know. But now they're on the highways and byways teaching this madness, so it's a little bit back to the basics, man. This is for some of the younger brothers as well too, if y'all are watching, about this topic, because this is such a strong point in America, especially in among the female culture in America, about monogamy. But monogamy is a female thought process. Okay, women are monogamous, men are polygamous, polygynous. Okay, so you have polygamy and then you have polygyny. Okay, so that's you got to parse through these words, and this is why we tell you brothers, get good with words, understand the meaning of them. Okay, we know the word poly means many or multiple. Okay, but polygamy refers to many marriages. It's general. Polygyny goes to gyne or ginny or gyne, or which we get the word gyno from, means many women, multiple women. So it's not the same as multiple marriages. Okay, because marriages could just mean a woman. It's more general. A polygamy can mean the woman has multiple men. Okay, or it can mean the man has multiple women. It can mean either or. But polygyny, okay, means multiple women. Okay, and polyandry, andry goes back to andro, like androgens, or like what they call testosterone hormones, because andro goes back to the word man. So polyandry means multiple men specifically. Polygyny means multiple women specifically. Polygamy means multiple marriages, either or, if y'all are following me there with the words in etymology. Okay, and then you have this new nonsense called polyamory, which polyamory just means many, and amory means, or amor means love. So there's no marriage, it's just sex, it's just whatever, like them hippies on these communes. They're not marriage, they don't have any kind of agreement. All right, where in polygamy it is a marriage and a relationship, but it's just multiple. Okay, so hopefully these concepts are making sense, and you have to be well versed on these things, because they'll, you know, these guys like IUIC, they'll go to the Bible and they'll try to trip you up and make you think, you know, they'll play what they call semantics and say certain words to slide past you the fact that basically they just want you locked down to one woman, and that's just not biblical. Now we're gonna get the matter of fact, I'll go to that first to get it out the way. Then we're gonna go to the law. All right, the law on it. Okay, we'll leave that first. Corinthians 7. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 7:1. It says, now concerning the things whereof you wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. So that's the context before you get down to the point where he just settles and says have one woman. He says if you can get away with not having a woman, in other words, if you could be a eunuch, then do it, because the mission is more important. This is the context. Okay, Paul is building up a church. You got to realize that, and he's talking to niggas. The Corinthians were pure. It was sheer rebellion, man. Okay, I'll just put it to you that way. And so you have to remember this context. He's building a church. Okay, he's not gonna tell you go out there and be like King Solomon. If you they were still popping each other's women, man. They were sleeping with their father's wives, man. Okay, so this is the context when Christians try to go here and say it's only monogamy, and that's not true. It's not a sin. Okay, all right. It says, and I'm going to prove that, nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Okay? And let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. Okay? So this is where they get the concept of monogamy, because it's talking about the singular of a man and a woman. All right, but Paul is saying that because he knows men need to have sex so they don't wild out, man. So he says go ahead and have one wife, and he's prescribing wisdom here. This is not a reference to the law, okay, which is what sin is. Okay, now let me go down. Verse 6, it says, let me see. Yeah, but I speak this by permission and not of commandment. Okay, so first thing you got to realize is when this whole one woman thing, this is not a commandment, but it is wisdom, man. Okay, it is wisdom. Okay, now you're responsible for everything that happens to you, man. All right, if you go and bite off more than you can chew and go out there and get 3 women and they start putting all kind of hell on you, and you start missing camps, and you're doing less and less videos, and you've pivoted and moved further away from the work of the Lord, yeah, that is an issue, man. And you got to realize that we were going to prescribe the same wisdom. You know, you shouldn't really have a bunch of women in this society. But is that a sin? Is that against the law? No. We're gonna have so many women in the kingdom. We're gonna have to bring back 2/3 of Israel, man. All right. So how is 1/3 gonna bring back 2/3? Okay. Through multiple women, man. Okay. This is a silly argument. All right. About having multiple women. All right. And the reason why I go down this path is because that's what they'll say what adultery is, or what cheating is. That's not cheating. Okay. So I'm going to get to it. Bear with me. But this is Exodus 21. And 10. It says, if he take him another wife, this is in the law, Exodus 21 and 10. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. And that's the point I was making earlier. You can't just bite off more than you can chew dealing with all of these women. You can't afford them. You know what kind of habits these women have. They're running up credit card debt. They want to go out. They want their nails done. All right? But you shouldn't be dealing with women that care about these things anyway. But you know, Jake has needs, and sometimes you're with a particular woman, you know, just to make life easier, you know. But you're not to give your spirit over to these women, man. All right, your priority should be the Most High, okay, in this work. And it says, yeah, and her duty of marriage, which duty of marriage goes into sex. So you can't just pop a woman one time, all right, and then just move on, all right, in the ancient world. Nowadays, it's nothing but whoredom, and you really don't have much of a choice. Most of these women are having sex with multiple men anyway. But we're talking about the law and what is adultery, okay? So this right here cuts any fact that a man having multiple women is adultery. It's not, man. Okay? What is adultery? Adultery is a transgression of one man to another man. Okay? If the woman that you deal with, even if she's your second or third wife, if she does not have a man, there is no adultery, because you did not violate another man's household, which is what adultery is. It's a transgression against another man's household. You supplanted his household. That's what adultery is. It has nothing to do with infidelity between men and women. It has everything to do with one man violating the household of another man. That's how you have to look at it. Okay, if she doesn't have a man, if she's not married or betrothed to another man, and you have sex with her, y'all are married. That's not adultery. You're legally married on record. If people find out about it, if this makes it up to the priests and the elders, then boom, everybody's gonna see y'all as married, man, because y'all had sex, and you're not gonna be brought up and be put to death with stones. All right, let's prove that. Leviticus. This is the only time you're gonna see the account of adultery in the law and the sentencing of it. You'll see it in Deuteronomy 22 as well. But to prove this point, okay, Leviticus 20 and 10, it says, and the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. Okay, that is capital punishment. That is what triggers it, man. It didn't say any other context outside of, oh well, if she's single, all right, and you already have a wife, then that's adultery. It's not adultery if she's single and you have another wife. It's only adultery if she's betrothed to another man. Again, it's a man-on-man crime. Remember, women were largely regarded as possession. They were a part of households. They were not head of households. Okay, that's like saying you're cheating on a pair of sneakers because you got more than one pair of J's, man. No, both of them belong to you. Okay. But if somebody else is wearing your shoes, now there's a problem, right? Because you violated somebody's property rights, man. All right? And that's what adultery is. And it's likened unto murder, the scriptures say. Okay? It's like spilling blood. It says that in Ezekiel. Okay? An adulterous woman has blood on her hands. It's likened unto blood. This is why there's capital punishment, man. Okay? So this whole myth about a woman, a man cheating is a modern day concept to support monogamy, because why they want you to be cucked at home, all right? You know, listening to a woman, she's like, I don't feel like it tonight, and it's been 6 weeks. All right? And you can't do nothing. You can't look at another woman. You're not the head of that household, man. Okay? She can get on the phone and call Esau and be like, 911, this man is trying. And guess what's going to happen to your ass, man? Okay? So this monogamy thing is bullshit. You could put a woman away. King David did that to Michal. Okay? She was cutting up, acting a fool, all right, getting out of pocket, and she got put away, and David swiftly went on to other women. Okay? King David was not wicked for having multiple women, man. And Apostle Tahar made a good point. He said when he cheated, not cheated, but when he did the real form of cheating, technically cheating, which is taking another man's woman, which is Uriah the Hittite. Okay, he said, I would have given you more of these things, man. I would have given you wives. You know, he didn't say wives specifically, but he said I would have given you such and such, I believe is the term. All right. So the idea that having multiple women is wicked is absurd, man. All right. Did Jacob go off? Okay. When Laban swindled him out of Rachel. He wanted to marry his daughter Rachel. He said, no, marry my daughter Leah instead. Did Jacob just pack up and say, oh man, I can't, I'm married to Leah now, I gotta move on? No, he worked another 7 years to get Rachel, man. A second wife. Did he go off? All right. And when Rachel, it was found out that Rachel couldn't conceive, all right, Rachel and Leah both had handmaids. I could read the whole story, but it's lengthy, you know. But you can read Genesis, 27 through like 31. Genesis chapter 27 through 31, somewhere around there. Did Jacob go off? All right. When it was found out that Rachel couldn't conceive, she said, here's my handmaid. So his wife, who he married, okay, she gave him her handmaid, man. Okay, that is not adultery. Okay. So you gotta meditate on the spirit of things, man. You gotta have to have a rulership mentality. Ask yourself, what is a household? What determines a household? If the household is determined by the man, okay, then what does the woman have to do with adultery, man? Okay. Going down, I'll go to a precept to this here. Very controversial chapter here in Deuteronomy 22. All right. I'll start at verse 22. Deuteronomy 22 and 22. It says, if a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband. Now, got people like, like Sakari and all these other, camps like to bring this out. Like they're trying to make this saying, RAPE is punishable by death, but they're missing this context. The very first thing it says is the status of the woman. Okay, she's married in this chapter, in this verse. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, so she's already married, then shall they both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel. Why? Because that is clear-cut adultery. She's married to another man, you had sex with her, boom, that's adultery. It doesn't say, there is no verse that's going to say, well, if a man is found lying with a woman and he's already has a woman, then he's going to be put to death. No. All right. It says, verse 23, if a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed to an husband, all right, betrothed means you're promised to be married by your father to another prospective husband, okay? It says, and a man find her in the city and lie with her, all right, then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones that they die, okay? Because the damsel, she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife. It has nothing to do with him having a second or third woman. You humbled another man's wife. That's what it is, man. These guys teaching this, it blows right by them because they're emotional, and to be honest, they want to appeal to a bunch of women. We don't give a damn if women are watching our channel or not, or if they agree. Okay. It says, so thou shalt put away evil from among you. All right. So it's adultery if she's betrothed. It's adultery if she's literally married, meaning she's already had sex with another man. Betrothed could mean you're still a untouched, as a woman, but you're still promised to a man, and that's still adultery if you have sex with that woman. All right. It says, but if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. Now, this is what Sakari will try to use to say that you can't take it from a woman, okay, because no, they're missing the point. But if a man find a betrothed damsel, so again, she's betrothed, her status is brought up. Why? Because the status of the woman matters, man. Okay? Now, a lot of women don't like to hear it, but if a man takes it, okay, the only way he's going to get in real trouble or put to death is if you had another man. If you didn't have a man, and it was not what you call consensual, guess what? That man is not going to be put to death. He's going to have to deal with the father. He's going to have to be brought up to the priest and you know, and parse those things out, okay? Because the father doesn't technically have to give his daughter to you if you took her without his permission, you know. That's written too. If you entice a maid, all right. But it was frowned upon to do that. Why? Because once a woman had sex with a man, that legally she can't marry another man. You'd have to put that woman. You have to make a decision to put your daughter away forever, or to just let her go on with that man, and have children. Okay. Because it was a horrific thing for a woman to die childless, man. All right. It says, verse 25 again, but if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. And why does only the man die? Because he forced her. That was adultery. The woman was not with it. That is why she lives. If she was with it, they both would have got put to death, as we read earlier in the prior precept. Okay? But because the man forced her, all right, she didn't commit any sin worthy of death. Okay? And the only sin worthy of death here is adultery, not grapes. All right? And people get really emotional about this, but because they've been in America too damn long, man. All right, y'all forgot the way things were. We're not supposed to be into this romanticized monogamy and genuflection, which is when a man gets on one knee and, you know, buys this big rock and a ring to prove his admiration for. No, man, that's modern day romanticism, man. All right, the Romeo and Juliet model. Well, let's rebel against our, the Capulets and the the Capulets and the Montagues, I believe. You ever read Romeo and Juliet? What did they do? They both rebelled against their families. Romeo and Juliet, they were two different houses, all right, that didn't really rock with each other, but they decided to marry anyway. That's off according to the scriptures, man. So they got into this rebellious spirit, like, we're gonna marry anyway. Okay? And Romeo and Juliet really is the basis of modern day relationships, man. Where you can just rebel against the family, no, man. Before that, the marriage was between two families. Those families had to agree, man. All right? My daughter and your son and my daughter, okay? Let's join houses together. Let's work out resources. How we gonna work together, get this and that. What do you offer? Blah, 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 blah. What's the price? Family was a business, man. All right? That's what Jake don't get, man. This modern day monogamy, this is made up by Rome. Okay? Women in the ancient world were not waiting until their 30s to have a career, and then all of a sudden I'm gonna run and, I'm gonna freeze my eggs and, hope a man. No, they were not doing that. Okay? When those women hit puberty, all right, their father was on the hunt, the prospect to look for a husband for her, man. They were not waiting. They were having kids early. All right? To have your daughter waiting around as a virgin, a young woman, look, you better have a plan, man. You better get her betrothed to somebody. That the scriptures say the father loses sleep. Over these things. All right? It says, verse 26, Deuteronomy 22 and 26, but unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, all right, even so is this matter. All right? So when you take a woman like that from a man, it's likened unto murder. You basically killed somebody. It's almost like you killed somebody in his household, man. And that's why the punishment is death. That's how the Most High sees it. All right. Verse 28, if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, all right, which is not betrothed, remember she's single, she's not married or betrothed to anybody, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found, meaning he didn't ask for permission, okay, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife. Okay. And it didn't mention anything about him having a second woman or not. It didn't say and he has a wife already. All right. Because you are the root of your household. A household is like a company, man. A corporation. You found a corporation. All right, and that's like saying you founded a corporation and you can only have 2 employees. Well, if you filed a corporation and you made this LLC, you can hire as many employees as you want, man. It's your household. Okay, men had great big households, man. Okay, what do you think Abraham had, man? He had multiple women. Okay, multiple wives. All right. And the Most High loved Abraham. So what are y'all talking about here? Okay. So basically it's saying, if you take it and she's not married, then guess what? You owe the father. That's basically, it's likened unto theft or assault, not murder. Adultery is likened unto more murder. All right. And rape, all right, is, if she's single, is likened unto like theft or assault. Like in the scriptures, if you assault somebody, all right, the scriptures don't have a law against not assaulting somebody, but it's saying if you assault somebody, all right, and there's injuries and there's damages and they can't go to work the next day, you got to pay them. You got to compensate them for it, man. All right. If you steal something, you got to pay it back double. Okay. So if you take a man's daughter, you owe, man. You have to. That's a reparation, man. You disrupted that man's household. Okay. You don't know what plans that man had for his daughter. Okay. And people like to say we teach that you can. It's not that we teaching that you can. It's just we breaking down the law, man. We're not telling you this is a commandment. All right. But y'all have to understand the law and order of things, man. Okay. You cannot have this open dating market and, you know, and make me feel something. That's what romanticism is. That's what Romeo and Juliet is. Oh, I just feel, I'm in my hormones, and you're spiritually drunk when you're engulfed into you know, the lust of a woman, man. You're not in your right mind. I've seen men get a certain woman and they're completely changed, man. Their whole spirit, their countenance changed entirely. Okay, because they're feeling a lot of chemicals in their body. All right, and that's not how you should. That's not what should govern you, man, when you're dealing with women. Okay, there's nothing wrong with liking a woman or loving a woman, but that cannot be the reason you're with them. And that's what Esau teaches in this society. Or if you just love them, you feel some type of way. It's okay if you already have a husband, just leave that man and go with this one. It's okay if that woman already has a man. If you really like that woman, you can take that woman from that man. All right? And that's off as hell. And the courts in this society, they don't care. All right? They're getting that divorce money either way, man. You know, anyway, I'll end it there, Lord willing. This was edifying, and this clarifies the situation on the false doctrines of monogamy and what adultery is. Okay, it's not what these Christians think it is, and that's what basically IUIC has become, a Christian church, man. Anyway, Lord willing, this is edifying. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rachak with Shalom. Call me Asherallah.